What's going on, everybody? I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek. Thank you very much for joining me here on Pretty Dece, your daily entertainment and pop culture podcast. Again, just a reminder, if you are listening to the audio version of this podcast, Pretty Dece is now in video form as well. So if you want to see my handsome mug while you are hearing me talk about all things geeky, check it out. You can go to prettydeceshow.com/video for the link, or just search Pretty Dece on YouTube and you will find it there. So on with the show, I want to talk about comics a little bit today. And Marvel has been doing some things lately with Captain America that I'm not super into. It's not my favorite thing that's ever happened to the character. They've put him through a lot lately. Of course, the big thing is Captain America went through the Secret Empire event, if you will, the miniseries Secret Empire, which they'd been building to for a long time. And the big crux of Secret Empire is that Steve Rogers was actually a Hydra-aligned secret agent. So he was never actually a like pro-America force. He was this kind of sleeper agent for Hydra, which is essentially Nazis. And he was kind of working behind the scenes for Hydra's benefit that whole time. Now, of course, he got out of that with some weird alternate reality warping shenanigans, because this is comic books. But they certainly dragged the character through the mud a little bit going through that entire process. And then, of course, before that, back in like 2012, Captain America, in what was actually a very good series, a very good run of issues, he got thrown into Dimension Z, where basically Captain America lived out an entire life. He was there for years and years. He raised a son, all while, fighting against the creatures and bad guys that were going on in Dimension Z. Finally made his way back here, but there was this huge crazy thing that they went through with that character and took him completely out of his element that he normally would be in, kind of a completely different setting, completely different take on the character here in Dimension Z. He's been, over the last few years, he's been depowered, scrawny Captain America. He's been super old Captain America, depowered, everything in between, good, bad. They've really run the character through the ringer. So then that brings us up to today, and why we're talking about this today, because as of yesterday, so New Comics Day yesterday, Captain America number 695 came out. And 695, the reason that number is so high, because Marvel is renumbering their series. So they're basically taking all the disparate series that have ever run for their main heroes and lumping them all together, combining all of the numbers, adding them all up, and seeing what they get to. So it's as if they never rebooted series. It's as if they never created like different Captain America series. It's as if they were all in one big run. So we're up to 695. So this is the start of a new run on the character. There's a new creative team, a new story is happening, but it's issue 695. It's written by Mark Waid and Chris Samney, and the art is by Matt Wilson. And I gotta say, the art looks really good. So if you're watching the video version here of Pretty Dece, you can see a few of the panels and stuff happening behind me. And it looks really, really great. It really fits with the story. And the story here is the interesting part. So we just came off of all the Secret Empire stuff. The Marvel Universe just saw Steve Rogers, get exposed as this Hydra agent. They saw a lot of shenanigans. They might not know exactly what happened, but there was a lot of like iffy talk and iffy things going on that Captain America was doing and that they were hearing about Captain America. And this new run on the series that Mark Waid here is doing is basically trying to reset a lot of that and put Captain America back in his proper place as a do-gooder, as someone who upholds the values of the United States of America. And they do that in a really interesting way. So this new storyline is going to send Captain America on a road trip. Basically, he's off, and we're kind of ignoring the Secret Empire stuff for now, and we're going on this like very classic Captain America story, this very classic Captain America run. And he is off on his motorcycle, and he is heading to the town of Burlington, Nebraska. Now, Burlington, Nebraska is interesting because it is the site, as we learn in the story, of Steve Rogers' kind of first like post-ice, when he came out of the ice, superhero appearance. So he headed to Burlington, Nebraska to fight off some white supremacists that were trying to take over the local TV station and trying to kind of broadcast out their message of hate. So he showed up, he saved the town, he saved, all the kids and stuff, and the town loved him for it. So now we're 10 years later in Marvel time, and Cap's back in the town, and the town has officially decided to rename itself Captain America Nebraska, and they essentially became the kind of mecca of Captain America. They have a Captain America festival every year, and Cap happens to have shown up right around that time. And we basically get a run of people in this story telling us what's cool about Captain America, why they like Captain America, and what Captain America means to them. And that's really the crux of this whole story, is what does Captain America mean to you? And that's what they want to reestablish, that Captain America, stands for these things. He stands for courage. He stands for justice. He stands for doing what's right even in the face of adversity. And while it might be a little heavy-handed in this story, how much they are hammering home the point of nostalgia and hammering home the point of like good old-fashioned American Pie values, but it works. It's good, and it needs to happen because of all the craziness that's happened in Captain America comics as of late. You need to get back to a world where Captain America will punch some Nazis in the face. You need to get back to a world where Captain America is the square-jawed Boy Scout that he needs to be, and this does exactly that. He demonstrates all the values that you want Captain America to be. You want him to be larger than life. You want him to be better than the average guy. And that happens. And I really, really like this issue as the start of re-examining exactly what Captain America is and getting us back to the core of that character. So I'm certainly excited to read more of this. I really like the direction that Wade Samney and Matt Wilson on the art. I like the direction they're headed. I like what they're doing with the character, and I'm super excited to see kind of where they take him next. And when they do start looping back in the Secret Empire stuff and all the fallout from all of that, exactly how they do it. I think that'll be really interesting. So Captain America number 695 on sale now. Check it out. I think it's really good.